How's it going everyone? Bibi here with another Bibi's Pick, a series where I pick an anime that I've seen in English and recommend it to all you awesome people at home. So this week I'm recommending Baka and Test, Season 1, Season 2, and the OVA. Baka and Test is a 26 episode series with 2 seasons and an OVA, and it's based off of an 18 volume light novel. The series follows a group of high school kids through their day-to-day lives. These high school students go to a very different high school, where the classroom that they're in is determined by their grade. The more smarter students, and the ones with better grades, are in Class A, where the worse off students are in Class F. And this is where the students that we're following in this story are placed, in Class F. Not only that, but they also have this thing called a summoner war, where they use their avatars to battle each other, and their power is determined by their grades. For example, if you take a test and you only score 10 in that test, then your avatar's power is going to be 10. Where if you grade better and you end up with something like 100, then your avatar's power is going to be 100. So pretty much the series follows these students in their day-to-day lives as they try to get better grades and get better equipment for their classroom, because the higher score you get and the better classroom you're in, the better stuff you have. So when you're in Class F, you have crappy equipment. You use boxes as tables instead of actual tables. Produced by Silverlink, the series released in Japan in 2010 and then with an English dub by Funimation in 2011. The series got 2 manga adaptations. They both started in 2009. One is still ongoing with 13 volumes, and then the other has finished in 2011 and it got 6 volumes. This series is the definition of comedy slice of life. The jokes are always on point, and I found myself laughing so often. It's definitely one of the top comedies that I've seen in a while. The pacing in the series is really well done, especially for a slice of life series. The only gripes that I have with the comedy in the series is that some of the jokes can become very repetitive, especially the joke where Hideyoshi is considered a girl when he's actually a guy, and the parts where Aki pokes fun at Minami's flat chest. She becomes very angry and rather violent, and I feel like that the flat-chested violent girl is very overused. So I did find that very cliche. The characters were all very unique, and they all had their own strengths and weaknesses, which I found very interesting, especially considering that this is in a school setting where they're looking at their different academic abilities. So Minami is great at math, but she sucks at classic Japanese. The fact that they all have their strengths and weaknesses is great. Something that I found really enjoyable is the fact that Mizuki, who was supposed to be an A student, wasn't perfect at everything. The fact that she has big boobs and she has the pretty pink hair and she's meant to be the bombshell of the show, you would think that she'll be perfect at everything, but nope, she can't cook. Whenever she cooks something, she poisons people. It leads to some really hilarious situations. And when I say that she can't cook, I don't just mean food. If she went and boiled a pot of water and then someone drank that water, I'm sure that that water would poison the person that's drinking it as well. That's how far that they end up going with this. I'm in love with the animation of this series. The cutesy look of their face and the poofy hair of a lot of the characters just really endears me to a lot of the characters because of the way that they're designed. They also use a lot of references from other anime in their animation, from Negma to Fist of the North Star, which is in the OVA. I find that really interesting, and it's quite nice that they put in some nods to other anime. Speaking of the OVA, I feel like that the OVA was one of the better parts of the series. It had a bit more of a flowing story, a start, middle and finish, instead of there being nonsensical nonsense, which happens in the series quite a lot. It's only 2 episodes, so it's just a short story, which is great. Now, keep in mind that if you're going to watch both Season 1, Season 2 and the OVA, make sure to watch the OVA in between Season 1 and Season 2, because I watched it at the end, and by the time I got to Season 2, I realised that they were making references to the OVA quite a bit. So there were a few times where I was confused as to who this character was, because I'd never seen them before, and it turns out that they are in the OVA. So it's Season 1, OVA and Season 2. Another thing that I really enjoyed about Baka and Test were the side characters. From Hideyoshi's twin sister to Shuko, even Kubo, who, by the way, is my favourite character out of the whole series. they were all very fleshed out for side characters. Sure, there were some that were just kind of side characters, background characters, but for the most part, the side characters were just as enjoyable as the main cast. Each episode was enjoyable in the series, but in saying that, a lot of the episodes really melded into one, which is a bit of a shame. I felt like that they could have put more emphasis in the storyline instead of having some silly episodes that didn't really make any sense or add anything to the story. I really enjoyed the episodes where they actually went into people's backstories. This happened in season 2, which I felt should have happened in season 1, but that's just me nitpicking. Even though there was a hint of romance and harem elements, I didn't feel myself getting very attached to the girls and who Aki was going to pick. Unless it was Kubo. If Aki chose Kubo, then I'm all for it. But we know that this would never happen, and it wasn't really on the table at all, so oh well. All in all, the series was a hilarious and funny series, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who wants to just have a laugh and blob out. If you enjoy series like My Wife's a Mermaid or Heaven's Lost Property, then I think that you'll really enjoy Baka and Test. If you're interested in buying the series, you can find it on Funimation's website for Region 1, which is America and Canada. For Region 2, which is UK and Europe, you can find it on Anime Online. And if you're a Region 4, which is New Zealand and Australia, you can find it on Madman. They've got both DVDs and Blu-rays on their websites, so make sure to check online if you want to buy them. And that was Bibi's pick, Baka and Test. Have you seen this series? What do you think of it? Leave all your comments down below, I'm looking forward to reading them all. And while you're there, please make sure to give this video a big like and share it out to all your friends. I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, go have a look at the rest of my channel. I do weekly anime recommendations, weekly anime news twice a week, and I've got plenty of other anime content on there, so I'm sure you'll find something interesting to watch. If you want to chat to me, I'm on social media. I've got a Facebook and a Twitter. So make sure to like me and follow me on there. And if you want to see more from me and more content like this, then please make sure to subscribe for a wide range of anime content. From Moe to Mika, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!